Hi, my name is Johanna, and this is my self-assessment presentation. My introduction: I was born in Winston-Salem, North Carolina on June 6, 1998, and I'm the oldest of 3 children. I'm majoring in nutrition with a dietetics concentration. My Big 5 results, I don't really have the numbers up here. This is like really the only screenshot I could get that was compacted. Say that I am open to new experiences, I'm conscientious, extroverted, agreeable, and nervous or high strung. And I agree with all of these. I seek out new experiences pretty regularly. I like to experience new things. I like to learn new things. It's just kind of something that I push myself to do. I consider myself hardworking. I'm willing to work with people, and I hope that I'm easy to work with. I see myself as easy to work with. I try to be really easy to work with. I try to make sure things run smoothly. And I know that I can be very high strung and worry excessively, but I'll mention that later. So my Big 5 results. The examples of this are that one of the most recent jobs I had was actually at the Kernersville Medical Center with the Food and Nutrition Services, and the way that I got that job was just by emailing the director, which I know is really unconventional, and I'm shocked that I even got that job, but I just emailed them, and they opened up a position and let me come in for the summer because I just basically annoyed her enough to get the job because it was something I really wanted to do, and I thought that it would really benefit me. And I needed a job for the summer. It was the first time I'd ever had like a summer job. And that was also the first job I had outside of the university. And at this, and I used my extroversion obviously, because I was kind of open to new experiences, but I used my extroversion just by meeting with her multiple times to try to get the job. And at this job, I was the youngest team member. I was 18 at the time, and all of my coworkers were at least 30. And that kind of gives you a weird footing to start off on. People don't necessarily, at least from my experience, they didn't necessarily trust me or my knowledge as much as they trusted everyone else's, just because I was so young and I was an intern. I wasn't even technically part of a specific unit, even though I did work with dining on call mostly, which is basically taking patient orders and looking at their food requirements based on their nutrition levels, their nutrition profile that they have been given by a dietitian. And it kind of made me realize that I needed to work towards, like, no matter what happened with everyone else, like, I wanted to be agreeable. I wanted to be, like, open with them. But I also wanted to work towards what was best for a patient and work to ensure a patient's well-being, which it made me more conscientious, I think, as a person. Perception. Another part of my Big 5 results were that I was high-strung or nervous, and I understand that just because I am very open about this. I'm generalized anxiety disorder diagnosed. I don't think it affects my professional life very often, but yes, some of the questions on that little survey thing were very, I'm like, yeah, I get nervous sometimes. I worry excessively. That's just something that happens to me. It's normal. I'm used to it, but I try not to let it bother the everyday functions of my life. So I perceive myself through this, because of this, I perceive myself generally as cautious, but friendly, tenacious, honest, realistic, and self-critical. I'm probably, again, like the saying that you're your own worst critic. I'm definitely my own worst critic. But I also texted some of my friends, and I wanted to know, like, how do you perceive me? Just blank slate. They were kind of confused at first. I was like, my personality. How do you perceive me? So they said that they think I am intellectual, loyal, friendly, kind, and forgiving, which was great. Made me feel good about myself. But I definitely think that if that is what I project in my work life, then I would think I'm agreeable. So I think I get along with people well. I hope that is how my coworkers view me. So my key life experiences are definitely my internship at the Kernersville Medical Center because it helps with my patient relation skills, which I've realized are very different than just regular people skills and regular like customer relation skills. So like, because patients, they might not even know why they're there. They could have dementia. They could just have had a stroke. You don't know what situation is bringing someone there, and you have to adjust accordingly. So my patient relation skills definitely went up. Working with people with compromised immune systems, working with people who again had dementia, different things like that, really helped with those relation skills. Food safety information, which might not seem like something that would be like really important to know. Obviously, I'm a dietetics major, so that's important for me, but I feel like it really added to my conscientiousness because it makes me think more. It makes me go through the list diligently and know exactly what I need to do, knowing that like it has to be at this temperature, this person's allergic to something, this is not something that you can have on a renal diet, just a lot of different food safety skills that I learned that have made me better at possibly becoming a leader in this field. And communication skills, just in general, with different staff members, with superiors, with nurses, with just anything. Patients, communication skills were very, very important. Event staff at Appalachian State University, I worked with teams units, setting up for different events, and that kind of helped with my teamwork skills. We were all on the same level, so it was very team building instead of superiors subordinate. And my delegation skills, because sometimes I would be in charge of telling someone what to do and I needed to delegate. Also, hostessing at Mellow Mushroom, understanding how units work together, because as a host, I have to work with servers who have to work with the kitchen, who have to work with the dish room, just everything's all together. Customer relations, again, customers are very different from patients. The customers, anyone who works in food services will know, not every customer is going to be nice to you. And that's something I really have had to work with. And being agreeable, again, is something I have to work on there too. Understanding the daily functions of a profit-based business. I definitely have understood money a lot better from that experience. Personal plans to continue working to keep anxiety out of my professional life and to make efforts to seek out opportunities. And I want my realistic nature to keep myself organized and on track. Professional, I want to expand my knowledge on subjects that will further my professional aspirations and focus my degree and schoolwork, and decide what branch of dietetics I want to follow. And overall, this assessment has been really great for me. It's helped me a lot to become, I think, an effective leader and decide what I need to work on to make that happen. So I'm grateful for it.